Chapter 12. New piece of information. He didn't think of things thoroughly when he was rushed with emotions, but now that his emotions is sorted out, he begins to feel uncomfortable, surrounded by the likes of Stepan, Andre, Stanley, and Alberto. Thus, it's better to just get down straight to business. These, Kirill spoke as he pointed to the papers in Stepan's hands, are given by the stalkers, correct? He asked. The four boys nodded in unison. Kirill then walks over towards where Stepan is standing and gently takes the papers away from his hand, ignoring how much the warmth of his fingers seemed to cause his heart to beat a little faster. He already knew this. He was attracted to Stepan, but at the same time he is aware that the boy is bad for him. He knows that he shouldn't. Please let me handle this myself. If you guys can keep this matter a secret from the principal or whatever, I'd appreciate it very much. Kirill then spoke without looking at the boys as he folded the note from the stalker and stuffed it together with the origami into his pocket calmly. What do you mean you handled it yourself? Stepan asked. His tone sounded serious and alarming. Kirill, are you aware of how dangerous the stalkers are? Andre interjected, similarly portraying seriousness and concern. Kleeman went through such a hard time dealing with them, you know? Stepan spoke again. They sent pictures of him to his email, taken at different angles, different locations, through various untraceable emails. And you want to handle them yourself? You're kidding, are you? Alberto started to speak now. He too seems worried. These concerns that the boys had shown almost made Kirill doubt whether they were really involved in Kleeman's disappearance. They had just met. Why the hell are they so concerned about his well-being? Is it because they really care about Kleeman? And as his twin brother, their concerns has been transferred to him? I know. And no, I'm not kidding. Kirill simply answered, as calm as ever. Their concerns caused him to feel very uncomfortable. After a moment of dead silence, Stanley suddenly started to speak. Stanley had always been the quiet one, so when he speaks, it's impossible for Kirill not to listen. I still have pictures of some of the letters they sent to Kleeman. Do you want to see? He asked, fishing out his phone from his pocket. Yeah, Alberto supported him. Back then, Stanley took photos of them. They have all been taken away by the police as evidence since Kleeman went missing, he added. Kirill gets instantly curious over this new piece of information. In fact, he never got to actually see all of them before. His PI only showed him what was made public. He wanted to see if Stanley had those who had not been shown to the public before. Can you show me? He asked. Stanley scrolls through his phone as Kleeman moves closer to him. He can see that Stanley had saved the photos in a folder with the title Kleeman. In his heart, he can't help but wonder that after years, why would Stanley still keep these photos? And why would this boy have a specific folder with his twin brother's name? Isn't that odd? Here, Stanley said, and handed his phone over to Kirill. About this specific folder matter, he will think about it for another time. There are a lot of photos taken of notes and origamis. Most of the notes are of the same nature as the one sent to Kirill himself this morning. Acrostic notes, love confession, and some photos of Kleeman doing random daily activities. However, among them, one really stood out from the rest. It was sexual and violent in nature, but it was worded romantically. Reading it causes Kirill to feel sick, as he realizes that this is different. This stalker is of a different kind. Chapter 13. Proposal. I want to take a knife and cut your shirt buttons open one by one. I will let you feel the back of my cold knife on your skin. I might slice your beautiful skin a little. I think your blood will taste good. I will lick from your wound. But don't worry, honey, my Kleeman. I will not hurt you too much. Just a little slice. I want to break your legs wide open. I want to put my dick in your sweet tight asshole. I want to hear you scream. I want to see you cry. I want to watch you bleed. I want to rape you. I want so much to rape you. If you resist, that's even better. If you beg, oh God, I wish you begged me for mercy. I want to come on your face. I want you so much. Clement, I love you. I love you the most. Your greatest fan. Kirill feels sick as he reads the typewritten words carefully. He read it over and over just to make sure that what he was reading was real. It was real. In fact, it was too real for him to digest. This wasn't shown to him by his PI. Kirill thinks that even his PI is not aware of the existence of this letter. This letter does not match the other sort of innocent ones. It's obviously sent by a different person. It's typed using a different font on a plain, regular A4 paper. The ordinariness of it all causes Kirill to feel alarmed and angry. It means that the stalker will probably look as ordinary as the material and the font itself. The person with thoughts so sick must look very ordinary to the rest of the people. Kirill closes his eyes for a while to calm down from the uneasiness and anger in his heart. What's more disturbing is that there's a trace of a substance on the paper. By the look of it, anyone can guess that it's probably semen. Did the police check for DNA? That's the stalker's semen, right? Kirill asked as he handed the phone back to Stanley in disgust. Stanley only nods in answer. Stanley is the son of the town's mayor. Unlike his democratic father, this boy appears to speak less, making it impossible for Kirill to read him. I'll better answer in word instead. Yeah, but they can't trace the semen. It wasn't in their database. Kirill thinks silently to himself for a while before he asks again. Then, did they collect DNA from the students? Unless there's an actual suspect, they can't do that, Albertus answered professionally. He sounds like he's very familiar with the system. This causes Kirill to wander his thoughts back to Alberto's background. This boy's family owns a well-renowned security company. Rumor has it that they used to be hackers and they were involved in illegal businesses before. Have your DNA been taken by the police? You guys are all suspects. Kirill wonders. As if reading his thoughts, Stepan suddenly spoke. They took our DNA too, the four of us, since we were the one of the last few people who saw him that day. So the four of them are not part of these stalker assholes? Kirill thought silently, unless Stepan is lying. Kirill thought that he should confirm this matter with his PI first, as soon as he gets back to his dorm later. I have a suggestion on how to deal with them, Andrei suddenly spoke. You know why the stalkers didn't dare to physically show themselves and harass Clement before? He asked. Why? Kirill asked with disinterest. He can't hide his dislike for Andrei. This guy is a well-known playboy, with his family owning medicinal companies all over New Russia, but it wasn't a secret that the companies are just front for their illegal business. Andrei is, in truth, the son of a drug lord. Because Clement had us. If you hadn't noticed, people don't really dare to mess with us, Andrei proudly claimed. Kirill rolls his eyes, feeling annoyed. Really? But I kinda almost broke your arm the other day. Kirill thought to himself. He feels annoyed, but he is also somewhat amused. Is it? Kirill sneered. Yeah, so why don't you pretend to be Stepan's boyfriend? Andrei suggested as he places his hand around Stepan's shoulders. That way they will surely not mess with you, he added. What kind of fuckshit idea is that? Kirill thought, shocked at the absurdity of the idea. He looks over at Stepan, feeling even more annoyed. Stepan, however, only smiles approvingly at the proposal. That smile compels Kirill to hesitate for a moment. He can't help but think that if he were to become Stepan's fake boyfriend, for sure he can get more information about their so-called secret club. He can also use all four of them to the fullest, but he somehow can't help but feel like this proposal is a trap. He can feel the danger. He balls up his fists, causing numb pain in his palm, before he finally answers to the proposal.